Perpetual economic or law bets creating encompassing equals peace. Perpetual economic or law bets creating encompassing equals peace. To the 5% of nation of gods and earths, this is a significant YouTube video. I will title this in the category of the volume YouTube gender. YouTube Nabinur gender airmail. Airmail spelled M-A-L-E. This is significant. The St. Louis, world famous St. Louis location has recently, for the last year, legalized guns with no gun permit necessary for ages up to 19. Now, I'm not complaining about the law itself. I'm complaining about the results for the last year since the guns were legalized to be possessed with no gun permit at age 19. For the last year, there's been literally 19 deaths. And this is 2019. If you look at the victims, most of them are children, I believe not even in high school. It looked to me like most of them were in elementary school. It didn't look like any gang warfare. It looked like literal grade school, elementary school children. There's a law that you can use to your advantage, simply filing a lawsuit, a civil lawsuit, to change a law. They can sue. They can sue with a simple civil lawsuit, and all they need to do is get signatures on the petition. An amendment, self-made amendment. First, you file a civil suit requesting in St. Louis as a citizen that the law be changed. Make it significant to the rules in different places where you have to have a gun permit to get a gun, a firearm. And make it significant where you can't get a firearm if you've been convicted of a felony. Make it that way on the civil lawsuit. You don't have to fight in court with an attorney, powerful, expensive attorney. All you need is the signatures of everyone who was at the town hall meeting. They were screaming like clowns, running their goddamn mouths, talking about, my daughter was killed, my brother was killed, he was only 5. Oh, my sister was shot to death, she was only 3. Are they retarded, my ninja? All they had to do was simply file a civil lawsuit and demand that the laws be the way they are in other places, where you have to have a gun permit to get a firearm, and where you can't get a gun permit or a firearm if you've had, I believe, a felony or a violent misdemeanor of sorts. The same people who were in there complaining, oh, so-and-so got shot, oh, and it was, like grandmamas and older sisters running their goddamn mouth on a microphone. All they had to do was pass the affidavit, amendment, motion to amend the lawsuit and demand immediate results today with the concurrence of the judge, final decision rendered immediately. You can make that motion. You can file that motion a day after you file the actual civil lawsuit. There was at least 300 people inside the town hall meeting claiming they were concerned. Are they retarded? Are they ruler, equality, truth, or law, rules, divine, equality, destroyed? Are they retarded? That's a question. The answer: why equality, self, Islam nation, divine universe. 3E. Divine. That's, yes, they are intentionally induced retardation. It's not a natural retardation, it's intentionally induced retardation. I just told you how to file it, how to do the civil lawsuit. Look at my YouTube, Triad Rescue Vicar. Hijra Asabi Kung Fu. It shows you the civil lawsuit I filed in Oakland, California, 2019 against Westwood Books Publishing Company. That's all you have to do, the instructions. You can file a lawsuit, civil lawsuit. You can run for president with a civil lawsuit and win in office a year before the election. Way faster than any graduate of any college. Because usually those wealthy people running for election, they have no social extensive vocabulary. They couldn't walk through any borough, any neighborhood, and talk to any classic people. They wouldn't even understand the language, the slang terms. So they're not going to be able to walk through a neighborhood and ask people to sign an affidavit of amendment to declare you president immediately, and actually write on the amendment a petition with people from the community can sign the signature or literally print their name and address and declare that they're not coming to the polls, but they have voted on that amendment petition. That easy. You can win the election and no one have to even go to the polls if you wanted to, simply with a civil lawsuit requesting that you be voted president or you be allowed to run for president. And the next day, go state to state, getting signatures, getting printed, legible names and addresses of people declaring they would like to vote for you beyond reasonable doubt the day of the election, and they would like on the petition that their vote be valid that same day, significant and honored the day of the election, a year after the signing. Nobody that's run for office, the wealthy type of people, you know, the famous, significant, like maybe I'm not mad at Clinton, you know, I'm not mad at even John F. Kennedy, I'm not mad at, you know, this popular president, I'm not mad at I'm not mad at Hoover, President Hoover, that was president during the Depression, where people were pulling out their pockets, pulling their pants pockets out during the Depression and mocking their president, saying that these were Hoover flags. They call these Hoover flags. These flags, these the pocket. That's how they mocked the President Hoover during the Great Depression. He couldn't get voted. He got voted, but he couldn't get voted like I could. I would walk to any neighborhood I want and request signatures. You know, sign, vote me president. The day of the election, and you don't actually want to show up to the poll, you want to vote now. And I filed it as soon as I got a million signatures. You know, hypothetically I'm speaking. So I'm showing that the people at that St. Louis meeting was silly, very silly, to be there 300 deep, and all they had to do was file a civil suit to change the law and have those 300 people pass around the affidavit amendment that the ruling be invoked and concurred upon by the judge immediately upon filing of those signatures, the amendment, affidavit, petition. If you want to know how to run for office, mayor, governor, etc., you want to know how to change a law that's unjust in your community, what you do is, it's easy. File a civil lawsuit. Next day, you write up an amendment affidavit, stating at the top, these are the names and signatures legibly printed of citizens agreeing with the concurrence of the judge for this particular suit. Now, this isn't just trying to show you how to change the laws in your community or run for office. This is to show the people in St. Louis to stop complaining and use the solution. File a civil lawsuit, change the law. If you had 300 signatures on a petition within If you had 300 signatures on a petition, you would get into court with a civil lawsuit within probably, I'd say, 1 month at the latest. 70 signatures would get you into court in 4 months. How many months would 300 signatures get you in the town hall meeting in St. Louis after all those shootings and killings of the children recently? Children. 19 children murdered in St. Louis over a gun law, allowing 19-year-olds to have a gun with no gun permit. Very easy. This is YouTube Nabinur teaching, but I would title this YouTube Nabinur Gender Airmail Change St. Louis Gun Laws. I'll title it YouTube Nabinur Gender Airmail. Yeah, YouTube Nabinur Gender Airmail Degree Culture Freedom. YouTube Nabinur Gender Airmail Degree Culture Freedom. For instructions or for an example of a lawsuit with an affidavit of amendment with community signatures. Look at the YouTube I filed, a lawsuit I filed against Westwood Books Publishing Company, suing them because they refused to publish a book that I paid them to publish for $1,500. A oak package, black and white, hardback, 2 color photos allowed, 1 3-minute YouTube commercial allowed for $1,500. $500 of that will go to the Library of Congress. $500 of that $1,500 payment to Westwood Books Publishing Company will go to the Library of Congress to put a barcode on the back of the book. It will be registered as a law book because there's child murders from Seattle, child suicide murders from Seattle, multiple murders, over 10 of them solved by myself. I had no choice but to do that because my family, my biological family from the island of Jamaica, from the Bahamas, Caribbean, where the windstorm Hasib hurricanes are taking place, to punish them for their child trafficking. My relatives, immediate relatives, have my daughter kidnapped. Her name is Thicker, Thiqqr, Thicker, Zoe Lachey Walker, born, date of birth, December 1st, 2011. She's kidnapped, literally, and sexually molested, to give confidence to the people who know to keep it a secret. That their criminal empire of so-called crystal methamphetamine trafficking literally will continue to thrive. But it's actually literally a child molestation video conglomerate. The video shares power, the Dow Jones and stocks of every business they own, namely every 7-Eleven, AM, PM, Arco they own, where you see Indians from India, such as the Sikh religion, lying, pretending they own the business or own shares in the business as if it's a corporate business. It's owned by the island of Jamaica. And my mother, Annette Christine Ramsey, now Annette Christine Noriega, living in Seattle, Washington. Address 12818 4th Avenue South, Burien, Washington, 98168. That's where she lives. She's the oldest shareholder, secretly, of all those businesses. 7-Eleven, AM, PM, Arco, with all the Indians from India pretending that they own the place, getting paid inheritance from myself, my inheritance. My family went to Jamaica and declared me dead, 2005. They took that money and literally paid for free airplane tickets for all those Indians from India to fly over here, and then pay their rent, pay everything. They get paid to sell products at the 7-Eleven, AM, PM, Arco they don't even own. Gasoline, they don't even own. My mother owns it though. I would own it if they hadn't reported me dead. So enjoy the windstorm Hasib hurricanes for your punishment of child trafficking, video molestation, kidnapping my daughter, Thicker, Thiqqr, Zoe Lachey Walker. Westwood Books Publishing Company is refusing to sell that book. It has the murders of Robert Benson, a.k.a. Rob Doe, a football champion with more football world records in paralyzing tackles than NFL will ever break. That's at least 9 to 10 tackles on defense requiring a stretcher and requiring paralysis head cones for at least 9 to 10 tackles. Robert Benson, he was murdered by my family. They misappropriate funds for inheritance. Even Indians, so-called Native American Indians that have inheritance, they get murdered by my family. My Blackfeet Indian side of the family, Alphonse De Priest Noriega Jr. His brother, Robert Noriega, they call him Bobby Joe. He has a wife named Cynthia from Fiji. He has the shares of Caesar's Pizza. That's Six Sigma Blackfeet Indian. Also, that Starbucks. When you see the Starbucks logo with the woman holding the 2 sharks and 4 baby sharks on her crown, teaming, eating a black child, the star, that's Fannie Jackson, who passed away. My father's grandmother. The head, now oldest inheritor of Six Sigma Blackfeet Indian Nation business, property, in secret, is my father's mother. Her name is Barbara Jean Franklin. She's still alive. She's old as rocks. She's probably 90 right now, kid. Her phone number is 206-781-8204. She lives in the south end area of Seattle, Washington. No, she lives in the Central District area of Seattle, Washington, near 25th Street and Jackson Street. She lives near 25th and Jackson in Seattle, Washington, in the Central District. Westwood Books Publishing Company is holding that book hostage. Multiple murders. Robert Benson, aka Rob Doe, he played for CAYA, Black Panther, Little League football. Most of his football career, where he has those world records. They claim he committed suicide by shooting himself in the face with a gun. He was injected with homosexual hallucinogens. Now it's hardened, and they call it, when they rock it up, they add mental health medication. They call it crystal meth. But that's what they injected him with for weeks on end. When oblivious to it, when not knowing what you're injected with or even what's taking place, that would cause suicide. They also cause another inheritor of Indian inheritance, a Native American inheritance in Seattle, Washington. My cousin, Maurice Gosby jumped off a bridge from that injection to the back of his neck for his inheritance. The injector, Stacy Gosby, his older brother, the major inheritor of their grandmother Doris Kendall's inheritance. He killed him for the inheritance of Doris Kendall because if he had got an attorney, he could have took land just by simply signing a signature and saying, "This is my birthday." Jeanetta Gosby, Stacy Gosby's younger sister, she injected Robert Benson, along with December Unique Holiday, their best friend, who lived within 2-block radius of both Jeanetta Gosby and Robert Benson. December Unique Holiday injecting Robert Benson. Jeanetta Gosby injecting Robert Benson until he committed suicide. I can prove it. December Unique Holiday's younger daughter committed suicide jumping off a bridge. Her younger daughter, at age 14, jumped off a bridge, killed herself. They falsified a diary, falsifying that she committed suicide because her brother, one of her stepbrothers, molested her. They falsified a diary. Wow, she's dead. She can't be eyewitness to that. They did that. December Unique Holiday did that. She has a daughter named her name is Dion, named after Deion Sanders. Her nickname is Noodle. She gets headaches, right? She wakes up with headaches because she gets injected in the back of the neck. Those injections are video shares of Dow Jones for different businesses they own, such as shares of the Little Caesars Pizza, shares of the Safeway stores. They can't own one of them. They own all of them, indirectly misappropriating funds. That's why they have to cause the inheritors to commit suicide. Now who has the child of Maurice Gosby? Who's raising him? Little Maurice. Stacey Gosby. Now what's he gonna do? Now what's Stacey Gosby's son gonna do? What's he gonna do when Maurice, the little Maurice, grows up? He gotta kill him. He's gotta kill him somehow to keep his inheritance. Because Maurice is older than Stacey, isn't he? Wouldn't that make Maurice's son a more appropriate inheritor than Stacey Gosby's son? It's an ongoing cycle. Peace. I'm Nabinur. Remember, the instructions on my lawsuit, I have to go to court December 4th, 2019, Oakland, California, Superior Court. A Wu-Tang Clan acknowledged it because I put the universal flag. Remember, put your universal flag on it. That's how you win your lawsuit. That's how we can assist you in court. You put the universal flag, the 5% of flag, put it on every page of your lawsuit petition, everything you file. And remember, put the Nation of Islam's IFJE, just like you see it, put it like that, on every page. Islam, freedom, justice, and equality. Freedom, justice, and equality, I believe they called it Jibus, Salim, and Aril in the Torah or the Old Testament. That was the name of the 3 tribes who built Jerusalem by hand. Black tribes, Jibus, Salim, Aril. I will appropriately assume that means, correct me if I'm mistaken, Jibus, Salim, Aril is significant to the translation of freedom, justice, equality. So put our flag, the 5%er, Nation of Guards and Earth's flag, Allah Square Mecca flag, where you see the 7, the sun, the crescent moon, the star, and add Nation of Islam letters, Islam, freedom, justice, equality. Every page of lawsuit, you'll win. Wu-Tang Clan and Hieroglyphics had a acknowledgement album to acknowledge this world record-breaking, law-changing book I titled The Ashar 10 Physical Stages of Allah, God. The Ashar 10 Physical Stages of Allah, God. A lawsuit published, a lawsuit in the fought right now, and it will be delivered, the results, because I got 70 signatures. You can see the 70 signatures on the YouTube. Triad, Rescue Vicar, Zoe Lachey Walker, DOB 12/01/2011. That's the YouTube video. Triad, Rescue Vicar, Zoe Lachey Walker. It shows the lawsuit, how you do it, and it shows the signatures, the 70 signatures I got from the Oakland, California community to get my case heard in 4 months from the filing date instead of a year and 3 months from the filing date. We have on YouTube. On YouTube you can see for free Wu-Tang and Hieroglyphics Oakland, California album. Wu-Tang and Hieroglyphics album titled Oakland, California, 2019, just after the filing. I'll get my passport. I'll get the laws changed to protect transients so they can't be abused, so their bodies can't be rented, and so you be shrunk within an inch of your life for ever trying it. That's why Westwood Books, the publishing company, was bribed not to register the book with Congress, publish it and sell it. They've been paid. They were paid February 15th, 2019. They still haven't published a 120-page Facebook post. 120-page book, simply a Facebook post I removed. When I removed the Facebook post, when I published the book and removed the Facebook post, you know what my family did? They sent Asian girls, Wicca witches, with homosexual black men, witches, to set fire to a law school in Mecca. To set fire to a law school in Mecca. Peace to the gods, peace to the Irish. Assalamu alaikum. Peace to the viceroys, and peace to the abbots and the senior brothers, Shawn Temple, all the monks. Peace to the Navy SEALs, American Ninjas, Black Ops, and everybody who we trained in the Clallam Bay prison. All the Black Ops, undercover Navy SEALs we trained. All the Black Ops, undercover Navy SEALs and American Ninjas, non-registered, that the 5% of Latin Kings, 5% of Crips and Bloods, the Apples, Oranges, Black Panther Party, trained against our will from video recordings. Still use to train them today. Peace time. Perpetual economic Allah bets, controlling and compensating equals peace. I miss you, liquor. I love you, woman. I'm coming to get you, or the Bahamas is gonna float. Every time a hurricane stop, I'm gonna start another one. I'm gonna call my mama. I'm telling. If y'all don't release my daughter from the kidnapping and give me my child, and stop molesting her, stop letting them two dark-skinned girls go to school and impersonate her, those sisters, I'm gonna call my mama. I'm gonna tell my mama, Tanetta Muhammad, to use that flying saucer and harness the sun and open a centimeter on the ozone layer and make a Hasib hurricane every time it stopped and send it to Jamaica's Bahamas and leave them doing the doggy paddle, breaststroke, and Michael Phelps imitations. Well, like